Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And ManEatingWreath.
And welcome to another spine-tingling episode of Scary Adventures.
I really
Maniacal
don't know where the
laugh.
microphone is.
Maniacal
Oh,
laugh.
maniacal laugh. I don't know where the microphone
laugh.
is. Maniacal
You
laugh.
sound just fine. You sound just fine.
Great, great. All right.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So, are you a ghost, ManEatingWreath? Because we haven't seen you on this channel in like forever.
I have been traveling the world. I have been to Germany. I have been to Czech Republic. I have been to Duloc. I have been to far, far away. I've been to
Duloc multiple times.
to where? Duloc?
Yeah, multiple times.
Just twice. I just finished Shrek for a second time this past July.
Mm-hmm.
July, I don't know the date. And then ever since then, I've been searching for a job. I'm sorry I haven't been on as much as I used to be, but I'm hopefully back. Hopefully back for a while. See.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right.
I miss being on board.
Yeah, we've just been trying to hold down the fort without you. Let's see, what have we been doing? We've just been doing well, you missed Christmas in July. How dare you?
I know. I missed that. I was too busy walking around on my knees.
Oh, jeez.
In the agony. No,
And on that note...
Huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Seriously, the last time I was on a live show was the finale of season 12.
Yeah, and that
it was one of my silent appearances. This is the first time. This is the first time I've actually spoken on the channel since. God, I don't even know.
I don't even remember. I
don't know. And I'm still on the channel logo, so I kind of feel bad. I'm like, okay, I'm on the logo, but Blue Dragon 5 isn't. He's on more than I am.
Yeah, we need to get Basket Buddy to update that logo to include Blue Dragon 5. That's very true.
And Monkey. And Monkey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Monkey isn't there.
And Monkey. I'm not around as much, so you can put the wreath off way in the corner.
Right.
But, So anyways, this is the first episode of Scary Adventures in how long? I know you've been doing them still, on and off.
I'm actually not sure when our last Scary Adventures was. I'd have to look at that. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while.
Well, what an appropriate way to bring it back in with none other than Tim Burton.
Oh yes.
Yes. Today's episode.
It's the first time that we've seriously done a big Tim Burton episode.
Really?
I believe so.
Really? I was wondering that too. Because I've never seen anything about Nightmare. I know we were supposed to do a Nightmare episode.
We were supposed to do Nightmare Before Christmas at Christmas, and then I decided to not do it during Christmas in July because Christmas in July was more focused on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, and especially Haunted Mansion Holidays,
definitely
on our to-do list for a while.
Well, we should do it in October because, we can talk about this later.
Yeah.
we should definitely do a Nightmare episode for sure, because I'm surprised we haven't dove into Tim Burton more. He has a lot of material to work with for Scary Adventures.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
And today's episode is about one of his earliest works and one of his most disturbing and bizarre and racist and unimaginable and just unfathomable. And
it honestly reminds me of a David Lynch short film. That's the kind of tone it has.
It's seriously the most bizarre thing I've ever... Well, that's not the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. It's probably top 10, number 10, 10 and a half maybe, is the most bizarre things I've ever seen.
I want that top 10 list, Garrett.
Of the most disturbing things I've ever seen? All right,
yes.
Yeah, sure, why not? But seriously, we're here today. We're going to be talking about Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel. I have a page open about it. It was his second film that he made on his own for Disney, and it was released on Halloween 1983 on the Disney Channel at 10:30 p.m.
Oh, those poor children. Those poor children.
I know. It was aired, get this, aired only once at 10:30 p.m. and promptly shelved. Prints of the film are extremely difficult to locate, fueling rumors that the project did not exist. So basically, say you're a kid, it's Halloween, 1983, your parents let you stay up late. You're just chilling, eating some candy, Watching
Oh, this
whatever was
movie
on.
will make you never want to eat candy ever again.
No, not at all. You're eating your candy, you're picking out your little kid, and then all of a sudden your favorite cartoon all of a sudden just goes away. And then Vincent Price
Yeah,
is
that's exactly how they did it. They just they had the Mickey Mouse short where he's where he's doing the Ghostbusters. I forgot the Lonesome Ghost.
Lonesome Ghost, yeah.
They have that short playing, and then right in the middle of it, it's just bam, Vincent Price. That's exactly how they did it.
And get this, okay, I've seen the intro. The intro is hard to find because it only plays at the Tim Burton exhibition, which I'll talk about later.
Okay.
It's literally Vincent Price in a suit. He's in a room, a dark room. He's surrounded by concept art by Tim Burton. And he's like, greetings and welcome. He's talking. And then a little clown hand puppet comes up.
Oh,
and
God.
is like, oh, hello there. It doesn't, I don't think it talks. But Vincent's like, we might as well start the film right away. And then it goes black, and this creepy piano music starts playing with this really industrial title that says Hansel and Gretel. And all of a sudden,
the way I can describe the music is
it's
no, hear me out. It's like the Peanuts music if the Peanuts music was played in hell.
Yes, it's creepy. It's terrifying. And then all of a sudden,
it's just totally just mellow piano music, except it just gets under your skin.
Yes, and and then the whole first scene of the movie, the first 5 minutes, are just pictures of these terrifying Nightmare Before Christmas-esque toys. I think there's a way, the giant eyeball with the tiny pupil.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, the little shadows around the eyes.
For kids.
Yeah, for kids. The big creepy smile with the red lips and the fangs or the straight teeth or the spirals. It's just all this weird it's beautifully crafted. I love Tim Burton's work. But it's just imagine being 4 years old and watching this horrific display of toys on TV.
And the worst part is it's only going to get more and more disturbing from here. This is the least disturbing part of the whole thing.
This is nothing. So then basically it zooms out, and we're looking at a house. It's a tiny house. It's probably, I think it was drawn on paper. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I actually really like the art style of this. How they blend animation and live action. It's really cool. It's really creative.
Yes, I really do enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see two little kids. Now, first of all, at the time this film was made, Tim Burton was fascinated with the Japanese culture.
Oh, yes, he was.
So it's very evident in a lot of his art. So this entire cast is Japanese. That's going to be important later on in the movie.
Besides Vincent Price.
Besides Vincent Price, yes. But trust me,
Wouldn't it be glorious if they just dressed Vincent Price up in some racist Asian garb?
Oh my God, that'd be frightening. More frightening than the witch in this movie, but we'll get to her later.
Oh no.
So, anyways, zooms out, and there's two little kids, and they're staring into the window, and they're all excited because they're looking at the toys. Little kid, you like toys.
Oh yeah, even if they're terrifying.
Yes. And obviously it's Hansel and Gretel, and all of a sudden you hear a scream, and a man in the most hideous drag you've ever seen comes out of nowhere. He bites. I don't know which finger. I think he bites. Yeah, he or she, whatever. They bite Hansel's finger, I think.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
She's like, "No toys for little children," or something like that. And it's like,
yeah. Okay, he's gone. He's frozen. So yes, yeah. So this is Hansel and Gretel's evil stepmother, I believe. And yeah, she appears by biting a finger of a child because, for kids. And hopefully Garrett will come back. He warned me about this. Before we went on air. Oh, God.
I'm back.
Okay, cool.
Here's the stepmother. She cut off the internet.
Yes, it is. No, it was Jafar. God damn it, Jafar.
Jafar. No good, Jafar. Okay, anyways. Continuing. We left off at the stepmother's arrival.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the stepmother is played by some large man. He's not fat. He's tall guy. In the most hideous drag you've ever seen. He bites Hansel's fingers.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be a woman at first.
Oh, really?
It just looks like a really ugly guy to me.
It like frightened me. I'll have to tell you when and where I saw this and under the circumstances. So, anyways, turns around and the dad's in the corner, and the dad's like a soft-spoken, like Geppetto type man, kind of. And then humorous scenes occur with the stepmother. She's pretty funny. The actor is hysterical. But like,
I beg to differ because child abuse is not funny.
Okay, well, aside from the child abuse, the actor gives a very good performance, I think.
A very over-the-top performance.
It's very over-the-top. You can tell it's one of his earlier works because the acting isn't well-directed.
Right.
As later films.
Yeah.
But I even read a review. It said that it's not his best work, and by no means it isn't his best work. So,
it's a hell of a lot better than fucking Dark Shadows.
I will give you that, yes. yes, it is, yeah. Quite a lot, yeah. So, anyways, would you like to continue on with the story?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, well, no, I know it by heart because I've seen it so many dang times.
And I've only seen it once, so.
Yeah, I've seen it too many times for some reason. Anyways, so the mother, she's like, she sends the little kids up to the attic to sleep, and they're trying to sleep, and then a clown puppet pops up through the doorway, and is like offering them flowers and stuff like that, and this really weird, fascinating scene that you don't want to like not watch for some reason.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is so precious for some reason, but it's so frightening and haunting. And then it turns out that the clown puppet is the dad, and he's like telling them that it's going to get better. The dad is a toy maker, I should say. I should have said that.
Yeah.
He does, so all the toys are his, but they're not selling for reasons I cannot explain. I don't know. I would buy those toys.
Why? You don't think the fact that they look grotesque, it's all hell?
They're like demonic.
They're to do with it.
They're terrifying. Like there's like a whale that's like misproportioned and like it opens its mouth and makes bubbles. It's weird. It's just weird stuff.
I'd seriously like to see a scene of the dad just trying to sell his toys.
That would have been funny. I think that would have worked too, because it's about a 35-minute movie as it is.
Oh.
So, anyways, moving along, the mother the next day, the stepmother, she tricks the kids out into the woods.
Wait. Did you pass over the dinner scene?
Oh, that was basically her. That was when I was talking about her being his hysterical actor.
Yeah, but let's talk about like exactly what they're eating.
Oh yeah, they're eating like. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm really not sure.
Sick. It's fucking sick.
It's like vomit or something.
It's
like gelatinous vomit. It's like without the chunks. I have no idea.
Oh god.
The stepmother has a huge plate full of chunks, but the other people they're eating slime basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
her mother's greedy and she takes it all for herself.
Yeah, and she's like. You're never we're gonna starve to death. Like, it's like talking like that. I don't know. I wish Monkey could have seen this because I don't know. I can picture Monkey and Drag doing it.
Oh Jesus! Oh
I think that would be hysterical.
Don't get that image in my head, please.
Monkey and Drag. What a world.
Oh no.
No, just a side note. Referring to the Dog Sees God Theater Geeks episode.
Yeah.
When Monkey was trying to get a black and white filter, he kept getting like the city background or something like that. And
Right.
And the stepmother uniform with that background.
Oh god.
So, moving on from that frightful, disturbing image, more frightening than this movie. I'm just kidding.
Actually, I do think that the image of the stepmother eating that dinner and just like, and you just see how disgusting that is. One of the most disturbing moments in the whole thing. I will give there. Actually, I think that's the second most disturbing moment after another thing that we'll talk about.
Don't get me started.
I think that moment is right up there.
Pretty close. There's a lot in this movie that's just wrong at so many levels, but I love it. It's Tim Burton. You gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Tim Burton before he met Johnny Depp and fell in love with Johnny Depp. So
essentially, yes. It's when he was a animator actually at the Disney studio, but we'll get to that later as well. Because this has a whole tragic ending to it. Not the movie, his career at Disney. Anyways. She takes them out in the woods. You all know the story of Hansel and Gretel. They find their way home, but this time they leave rocks behind. So
Rocks! Hey guys, look over here. We got a bunch of rocks. We can make a pretty decent shelter just using rocks. I'm sorry, Survivor reference.
that's so like did they do that this season?
No, that was actually from the first episode of the second season.
God, that was
It's
so
like
long ago.
right as one tribe arrives at camp. It's during the Australia season. Right as one tribe arrives at camp, this woman is just, and she happens to be the woman who gets voted off first. It's just like, hey guys, we got a whole bunch of rocks over here, and she says rocks like RAWK. We have a whole bunch of rocks over here. We can make a pretty decent shelter just using rocks. That's one of my favorite Survivor quotes of all time, but moving on.
If only Hansel and Gretel knew to make a shelter out of rocks, because they're in for absolute horror.
That would solve everything. That would solve all the problems.
So they find a way home, and they foolishly tell the stepmother how they got home. So the next day she gives them this toy duck, which is very much like the Nightmare Before Christmas duck, minus the bullet.
Yes, it is.
And the fangs, minus the fangs. So they take it, and they're like stringing it along as they're going, and Hansel is dropping rocks. But as they're going, the duck is eating the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way they get lost. So they're lost and stuff. And all of a sudden
Honestly,
they find...
this seems like a pretty convoluted plan by the stepmother, to tell you the truth.
Seriously, it's like, God, just kill the kids. Well, no, don't kill the kids. I do not advocate child violence.
She gives them the duck, and then she's just going to assume that they do the same thing that they do the previous day with the rocks. Like, a lot of thought went into this.
Exactly. It's strangely peculiar. So, especially the gingerbread house.
Oh god, oh yeah.
This gingerbread house is like, it doesn't look like a gingerbread house. It looks like this mutated, like,
it's
pink frosted face. It's a face, first of all. It has eyes and teeth.
Right.
Which makes sense, Tim Burton. And so, of course, you all know the story. They go up to the house and they're eating because they're hungry. Except this time
might I just say, it is fucking disturbing the way that the walls bleed frosting.
Oh yeah, the walls bleed like frosting.
Oh god.
Like, gross.
Oh, so much wall
stuff.
bleeding. So much wall bleeding. Oh god.
So basically, I don't remember which one. They both see a candy cane hanging above the doorway. Like Christmas candy cane, so of course they're gonna grab it, and they grab it and it goes, ow! And it disappears. And when I first saw this, I was like, what? The door opens. The same actor who plays the stepmother is now playing the witch. So again, in drag.
Yes.
This version of the witch is fat, has long hair, is covered in, like, I think she's covered in candy, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Something like that. I might just be hallucinating. Yeah. Her nose is a candy cane, which is just frightening in its own right.
That's a very inspired design choice by Burton.
Very, indeed. It's like a really clever choice. And she's like, oh my, bless my little stars, children. And then she invites them in. The story goes on, and there's this bizarre scene where she sits them down and puts a cake at the table.
Yes.
And then they try eating the cake, and she's giggling the whole time. It's weird. It's like, and it turns out the cake is fake.
What is the point of that? Just to
There's no
psych
point.
them out?
They could have put in a scene of the father selling toys.
Exactly.
But they take a bite of the cake and it's like made out of stone or something like that.
It looks like it's just made out of cardboard.
You know, I think it's cardboard.
Yeah.
And then the witch like laughs. She's like, "Oh, everything in my house is edible." And then they eat and like they're tearing apart the table. And she's like, "It's rainbow flavored."
That doesn't make any sense either.
No, not at all. Not at all. So they're eating the table, and like when they break apart the table, this green and yellow.
It's like evaporated rain. That's so yummy.
It's just so weird. It's like, seriously, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And it gets me thinking. She has a line where she says, "Everything in here is edible."
Mm-hmm.
And it gets me thinking to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory of Tim Burton's years and years later, where Willy Wonka says, "Everything here is edible. Including me, but that's cannibalism, and that's frowned upon in some countries."
But not the Oompa Loompa country.
Nope. So, anyways, yeah, so she sets him to bed, and we all know the story. And then randomly in the middle of the night, the bed grows eyes. I think it already had eyes, and probably.
Probably, yeah.
No, let me just describe the bed to you. The beds to you. Eyeballs at the headboard, gingerbread men around the side, and the gingerbread men are frightening. First of all, they have the pinpoint pupils and like that smile. You know what I'm talking about? They have that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring up a picture on my phone to show you when we get to that scene. But basically everything goes wrong. It's the story of Hansel and Gretel. She kidnaps Gretel, and the bed grows tentacles out of nowhere and
Candy cane
swallows
tentacles.
Huh?
Candy cane tentacles.
Oh yeah, candy cane tentacles. Swallows Hansel into the bed, and Hansel is dropped into this like plain white room. Like I have no idea where it is in the house. The house is tiny.
Yeah,
It's a massive room. And
it's like the Haunted Mansion. It's like it goes under the railroad tracks and into a show building.
It's pretty much.
Explain.
That's our theory. That's our theory. He's in the room, and the witch is like talking to him through a megaphone, and all of a sudden, this like you know the thing. What do you call the things over baby cribs? Like
monitors.
A what?
Monitors.
Not a monitor. Like it has like little toys hanging from it. A mobile.
Yeah.
It's like very much like the mobile in Beetlejuice that's on his head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, that sprouts from the ceiling, and a snake, like from Nightmare Before Christmas, comes out of it and vomits something, and you don't see what it is at first. You don't see what it is at first. And all of a sudden, the music is like into this like weird synthesized trumpet. It's like,
Did I just mention something about the music? I don't know exactly when this happens, but I did notice that like maybe it's like about halfway in, like they introduce like this heartbeat. Did you notice that? Or am I just hallucinating?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's just because the film's so old and it's like skipping a little, but I could have sworn I heard like a heartbeat in the soundtrack.
You know what? You probably did. I wouldn't deny it.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, first of all, just to give you an idea, here's a picture of the gingerbread house.
Oh, jeez.
Now, this next scene, which Tiki and I agree is the most disturbing factor in the movie.
Absolutely.
By far, without a doubt, one of the most disturbing things Tim Burton has ever done.
Oh, yeah.
A figure starts moving behind Hansel. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, look at that fucking thing. Look at that thing. Oh, say something.
Hi there.
Oh, dear. Oh,
okay,
it looks even more terrifying in still form than it does animated for some
reason.
Or
when it's angry, too.
Right.
That was even worse. I'm going to bring up the scene. I'm going to just show it to you guys. I don't care. So,
hypothetical, Mew. Hypothetical. Could you imagine if this gingerbread man was the gingerbread man in Shrek?
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm Dan the gingerbread man.
Oh, God.
So his name is, I don't know, is it Dan or Bam?
Actually, he'd probably, like, very much enjoy being torn apart.
Here's what happens. The gingerbread man gets up, to those of you who haven't seen it, gets up and he goes, "Hi there." And Hansel's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Don't you kids read anymore? I'm Dan, the gingerbread man." And then basically,
Dan, not Bam Bam, because Bam Bam would be copyrighted.
I'm looking at I'm gonna look at the synopsis. I have no idea. It's just labeled as gingerbread man.
Well, there you go.
So let's just say Dan, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he has a name, but I don't. It's a real name. I'm trying to look up the scene right now because I don't even want to describe it. Like, it's just so frightening in so many ways. I seriously skipped through the scene when I first saw it.
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you.
Like, I was in jet lag, and, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to see something like that at that moment in time. Can you hear the music?
Oh, no. Are you playing? Oh, God.
I'm just going to bring up the gingerbread man.
Yes, I can hear the music just fine.
I'm not going to show you guys the whole movie, because that's really the essential scene. As I look through.
And of course, you provide a link in the description to the full thing. Of course.
What?
I said, of course, we'll provide
please
a link in the description.
Yeah, so... Oh God, I found it. Ah! Okay, I found the exact. It's at 25:20 if you want to watch it and not watch the rest of the movie.
Oh God.
Hi. So, the hungry little Hansel come to pay me a visit. Is he a famished little boy? Does he want a nice big bite? Who are you? Don't you kids read anymore? I'm Dan Dan, the gingerbread man. Usually just your run-of-the-mill midnight snack, but in this case, more like the Last Supper.
What are you talking about? You want me to eat you?
Don't be such a baby. Just imagine crumbly crust, squishy inside, cinnamon aroma to start with an weeny little bite.
Well, maybe just a taste.
That's it.
Sorry.
What have you done with Hans?
All right, let me just get to the angry scene.
Oh
Just
God.
because. Okay, so the witch reveals that she's gonna cook Hansel, so there's a little bit of fire for some reason.
Fire.
Yep. So, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is fucking amazing, and I love it more and more each time I think about it.
I love it. It was
but
great.
Anyways.
Oh, there's the witch. There's Gretel. And now we're back to Dan Dan.
I'm tasty and you want my body. Come on, Hansel, take a bite.
Wait for it.
Eating anymore. You're disgusting.
Now.
I said take another bite.
I like how in that shot it just looks like cardboard.
I know, right?
I want it all the way up to little boy. You're doing this to fight me.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear
Wow.
it.
You know, Hansel, I just say crummy.
Shut up.
Finish me. Finish me.
That's what she said.
In the hangar, here comes the airplane.
No.
Okay, that's
And
enough
that is
about
the end of Dan Dan the Gingerbread
Wow.
Man. No words.
Yeah. When it's just the head yelling, "Finish me!" Yeah, exactly. That just speaks for itself.
You know, I don't know if this was on purpose. Is this a reference to "If You Want My Body" and you know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no. What are you talking about?
Okay, there's just like this song. It's like, "If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sure." He goes, "If you want my body and you think I'm tasty." I don't know. Just maybe a reference. But the worst part, the best part, the funniest part of that scene is when he says, "You know, Hansel, I'm feeling kind of crummy." And then just goes into that psychotic laugh. Oh my God. So that's the scene. That's no words to describe it.
I honestly think that's single-handedly probably the most disturbing thing Tim Burton ever put on screen.
You should see his artwork in
Oh
person.
dear.
Oh, I'll tell you about that later.
I should.
But anyways, so that scene goes on, is carried out, and just a quick side note, I'm surprised in regards to the Gingerbread Man and all the toys at the beginning. I'm surprised that none of them are in Haunted Mansion Holiday. I'm just gonna listen for who it is. We'll see.
Alright. Oh, who's calling Garrett's phone? Oh my God.
I have no idea. Just ignore it. But as I was saying, there are Gingerbread Man already in Haunted Mansion Holiday.
True.
They're like zombies. Like they have like rib cages painted on and like accessorized. I think Dan Dan would be much more appropriate.
Oh, could you imagine just an animatronic of that guy somewhere in Haunted Mansion Holiday?
It's funny because I think I've told you this fear before. I always say it on my onlines. You know, Scary Teddy, the vampire teddy bear.
Yeah.
I used to be terrified when I was little. Horrifying. I'd call it the Bat Mouse. That's what I would call it.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of it. Every time we'd ride Haunted Mansion Holiday, I'd close my eyes. I was so scared. I'd skip through the scenes in the movie.
Right.
Like, I would hear the Haunted Mansion Holiday soundtrack and I'd get scared. I had
That's
this
funny.
horrible phobia of it. And like, I remember my friend came over one day and we had a popcorn bucket from the first year Haunted Mansion Holiday opened,
Okay.
and it had Scary Teddy on it. So we kept it underneath the sink in the cabinet, so I couldn't see it ever. And we told my friend about it, and then he gets the bucket and was chasing me around the house with it,
Oh god. Oh
going,
god.
"The Bat Mouse is coming to get you." And yeah, we're still friends. But anyways, he reminds me a lot of Scary Teddy, actually.
The gingerbread man? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Just the eyes and the big smile and the everything about it. So if I saw this when I was a kid, I'd be shitting bricks. Like, not gonna lie, I'd be terrified for my life. I would just be terrified. So, anyways, Dan happens, and then Hansel gets out of the oven somehow, and then perhaps the most racist thing I have seen in a long time occurs. The all-Japanese cast gets into a kung fu fight. Even though kung fu is Chinese, I think.
Complete with candy cane nunchucks.
You can't, yeah, because the witch has a cane. She literally snaps it in two, and it turns it into nunchucks. She's like, and she throws cookies as ninja stars.
Yeah, yeah. And I like how the kid just like picks one up and starts eating it.
Exactly. Like they're fighting in the room, and then as they're like fighting, like they're stabbing the walls, and the walls are like bleeding like goo and stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is like really where the blood, like it's not even frosting. I don't even think that's the right term for it. It's just it's like
they call it candy. It's like liquid candy or something. I don't know. It's weird. So, anyways, they get into a fight, and the best part about this whole fight scene is the witch keeps going. Woo! Every like 2 seconds, she keeps going. Woo!
Yeah.
It's so funny for some reason. It's just so funny to me. And then, of course, they're gonna win, because the story they win. And like, there's this like really funny death. She has a funny death scene. Like the kids stand in front of the oven door because she's chasing them around. And it's just a close up on their face, and they're like this, like that. And then they move out of the way as the witch is running towards them, screaming. And then she flies into the oven and disintegrates. And then the house completely melts. And like this horrific destruction scene, like it just melts into this big blob of like nothing.
Yeah.
And then the duck toy that was eating the rocks earlier all of a sudden is a swan. And then it takes them home, and they get home, and this is the confusing part of the movie. Well,
yeah, it is. It is.
The dad is like, "Don't worry,
there's several confusing elements of this."
Exactly. The what's it called? The father goes, "She's gone. We can be happy again. Now, let's all have the best spaghetti dinner we've ever had." They're like, "Okay," and then they're like, "But we don't have."
That's an Italian stereotype.
I know. I was like,
Japanese stereotype.
Strange. No, they're gonna roast marshmallows and have the best spaghetti dinner they've ever had, is what he says. And then
that is so random. That is so fucking random.
And what happened to the stepmother? Did she die? Was she the witch?
He killed her?
That's what I would like to think.
He killed her. That's
so. And then the weirdest part is,
yeah.
Hansel goes, "But Dad, we still don't have any money." And then they look at the swan toy that took them home, and all of a sudden it just starts vomiting this endless waterfall of gold coins. And literally the ending shot is like the intro to the George Lopez show, the sitcom, in reverse. Like where they're on the trampoline, like jumping? The ending is all the coins falling down against a blue backdrop, and all three of the characters, the dad, Hansel, and Gretel, like this. And then it goes into credits and starts playing the creepy piano music again. The end.
Okay, where the fuck did those gold coins come from? That's what I want to know.
Why didn't he do it before when the stepmother wanted money?
Exactly.
So, that is the end.
No fucking sense at all. It's
that
like,
is the end.
Either he had the ability to conjure up the gold coins, or he straight up like fucking robbed a bank or some shit.
I mean, maybe the rocks he swallowed turned into
coins.
What?
What?
The rocks turned into coins?
Oh, actually, I didn't think about that before.
I don't know.
That's actually a decent theory.
I don't know. Well, anyways, as I said, it aired once on 10:30 p.m. on Halloween 1983. It was Tim Burton's second. Okay, as most of us know, Tim Burton had a really troubled history with Disney animation.
Oh, yeah.
He started in the 1980s at at the animation department, and he worked on Fox and the Hound, Black Cauldron, and Tron. And for Fox and the Hound, which was his first movie, they told him his
talk
art
about Fox and the Hound sometimes. That is seriously one of the most dark
underrated.
and thematic and underrated Disney movies.
Definitely.
Okay,
So-
but anyway.
He worked on it, and they told him that his artwork looked like roadkill.
It kind of does. I can see it.
I'll have to tell you guys about that'll be later in the episode. But anyways, so they didn't like his art. It even says in this article. However, Burton's personal style clashed with Disney standards, and he longed to work on solo projects. So he made his first short, Vincent, in 1982, which we can talk about in another episode.
Yeah.
And this followed in 1983. So basically, this was his second to last chance at being successful with Disney, because his next short, which was released in 1984, was a live-action short, Frankenweenie, the original, not the stop-motion remake. And that was completed. Disney fired Burton under the pretext of him spending the company's resources on doing a film that would be too dark and scary for children to see.
Honestly, I can't really say I can fault Disney for that.
Yeah, Frankenweenie's cute, though. It's
Yeah,
not terrifying.
Frankenweenie's a different story entirely. I'm just talking about this. I mean, it's like there's a reason why they put Vincent and Frankenweenie on the Nightmare Before Christmas DVD, and they did put this.
This was actually considered a lost film for a while.
Right.
Because as soon as it was aired once at 10:30 p.m., introduced by Vincent Price, it was never aired again. It was put away into storage, and it was considered a lost film. So a lot of people thought that it didn't exist, because you just grow up and go, "Did I watch that?"
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's like they know that Burton made short films. They know about Vincent and Frankenweenie, but yeah,
this is like
just
his overlooked masterpiece thing. I don't know. So
it's certainly a masterpiece and just complete shock value and what the fuck value.
it's like a trip. It's seriously trippy. Like the whole thing is trippy.
Like I said, it reminds me of a David Lynch short film.
Yes.
Have you seen any David Lynch? Any animated Lynch?
Name one. Just name one.
I don't know the titles off the top of my head, but he has a lot of animated ones.
Let me see.
That would actually be a very good Scary Adventures to do, is just David Lynch short films in general, because, my God.
I've had to have seen one of his.
The one I remember the most is this one that it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. It's just... basically, David Lynch films they're all very atmospheric. They don't really make a ton of sense. They don't have a ton of dialogue.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's just freaky shit. It's just freaky shit coming at the camera.
Okay, well, yeah, that's basically it. This is it. Hansel and Gretel. It's horrifying. It's disturbing in so many levels. And it was considered a lost film. And then, coincidentally, while I was in Germany this past June, somebody found it. Well, no, it did exist, because it would finally go on public display in 2009 at the Museum of Modern Art, and again in 2011 as part of the Tim Burton Art Exhibit at LACMA. The art exhibit, which I'll get to later, travels around the world. It's essentially, I'll just get to it now, whatever. It's essentially a collection of Tim Burton's art, like concept art from movies, stop motion figures, models, everything imaginable, and like personal stuff too, like just poems and stuff that he's written.
Right.
So that travels around the world, and coincidentally, I was in Prague when it was in Prague. I missed it at the LACMA a few years ago. Now, about 2 days before I went to this exhibit, I was on Wi-Fi. I was on my Wi-Fi at the hotel in Dresden, Germany, and Doombuggies posted an article saying Tim Burton's lost film has been found. And I was like, oh, what is it? I didn't know what it was. It was like 6 a.m. Germany time, so I was exhausted. And like my roommate was asleep still. So I was just exhausted. I was out of it. I was like, I'll just watch it. And I have free Wi-Fi. Why not?
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Talk about a wrong time to watch something like that.
Horrible. And, okay, the thing about Dresden is a lot of the city...
It's okay. I watched American Beauty when I was all hopped up on Vicodin after getting my wisdom teeth pulled.
That's a horrible choice.
I know.
It's a horrible choice. It's.
I still love that movie, though.
No, it's a good movie. The thing about Dresden, we were staying in a hotel towards the outer rim of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's like a river next to the hotel, and like the buildings are all made out of sandstone or something.
Right.
Like they age and they turn really black and grimy, like the stone. So it looks like it's medieval times all the time, basically.
Okay.
And it's dark outside still when I was watching this, and I was out of it. I was sleepy, and I turned it on, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know he did Hansel and Gretel, and I literally went on a trip. I was just freaking out. And, like, as soon as I get to the gingerbread man scene, I was like, no, turn it off.
No, fuck
Turn it off. Creep me out. And then, like, I remember I was still thinking about it. I went to lay down.
Oh, God.
I was laying down, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, man, that was weird. What did I just watch? And then I think I fell asleep, and then I wake up again, and I tell my roommate, I go, you need to watch this. And then he's like, oh, that's racist.
Yeah,
it
is.
I was like, I didn't even realize they were all Japanese. So basically, a few days later, we're in Prague, and I see, I'm going to bring up a picture of it. I see a picture of one of Tim Burton's creations, Balloon Boy. It's one of, like, his, Oyster Boy?
Yeah, I vaguely know about that, yeah.
Bang Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I see this in the middle of Prague Town Square. So of course I'm going to go towards it. I'm like, that looks like a Tim Burton thing. So I get like 3 or 4 friends to go with me. And we paid about 50 cents US dollars. It was cheap. Like here it was like 30 when it was in LA. So anyways, go in, cool, excellent exhibit. I was like stunned to know like the stop motion figures are huge.
Oh, really?
Like you would think they're like that big, you know? They're actually like you can't even like that.
Oh, that's cool. Right.
Like Oogie Boogie was the size of a small dog.
Oh, wow.
Not a small dog even. Like he's probably about as tall as a German Shepherd.
Oh, holy crap!
Not a German Shepherd. Yeah, like a German Shepherd. He's pretty tall. It's like the back, not the head, because that'd be too tall. So, you know, I'm trying to think of whatever. They're big. They're bigger than you think. So like they had Lock, Stock, and Barrel there. They had Scraps. They had the soldier skeletons from Corpse Bride. They had Bone Jangles from Corpse Bride.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had Emily from Corpse Bride too. They had a Mars Attacks alien.
Nice.
They had the windmill from Sleepy Hollow, which was a model actually.
Oh, cool.
They had that there, and then there's like this viewing room, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're showing. It's probably like maybe like maybe they're showing Nightmare or something in the Czechoslovakian language.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll sit down for a minute. I sit down, and it's Hansel and Gretel.
And you're like, oh fuck.
And I was like, oh my god. And it was so funny. It was in English. It had subtitles. It was in English, and it was the scene where the witch is going, woo! And like everyone was laughing at it. Everyone was laughing at it. Like all these people who didn't understand it were laughing at it. So that's my experience with Hansel and Gretel. And as soon as I finished watching it, I said, you know what? When I get back to America, I really want to do a Scary Adventures episode about it. Because it's really weird and creepy and disturbing. And we finally have
and here we are.
2 months and 2 days after I got back from Europe. So
yeah. That's good timing.
Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel. So yeah, the exhibit was really cool. I will talk about that. That was very strange artwork. He's very creative. Like I mean, I thought I was the only one who thought of all that weird stuff. So I don't know. Like there's like I should have bought some stuff. It was really cool. Like there's like a drawing he made. It was the Little Red Riding Hood as a skeleton.
Oh,
and like
God.
she was like haunting the big bad wolf who was like scared crazy. There was
ridiculous.
there was one. I think I don't know if it was called Beauty and the Beast or Two Different Worlds or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was the ocean as a giant sphere hugging the land, which was also a giant sphere with like eyes and stuff, and like the land had like hair that was made out of grass and had like buildings on his head, and the ocean had like it was really weird. Like they were like hugging each
Sounds
other.
really interesting. Right.
Huh?
I said that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was a good experience, but that's how I was introduced to Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel, and I will unfortunately always remember it in my top 10 most disturbing things I've ever seen. Top 10 most disturbing things I've seen in media. Let's just say media. So
Okay.
if it was in media, it'd probably be number 5.
Yeah.
So
All right.
The
There we
number
go.
1
There
is
we go.
Monkey and Drag.
You haven't seen that yet. It's just in your mind.
It's in my mind. Monkey just like, hey, take you. Just, with like the bun and like a dress. And I hope he watches this. I really hope he watches this.
Monkey, congratulations. You now haunt Garrett's nightmares, and just the idea of it is the most disturbing thing he's ever thought of.
I'm the happy mask salesman from Majora's Mask.
How dare you, Monkey? How dare you?
No, but
All right.
that's pretty much all there is to say about Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, like very disquieting Peanuts-esque piano music. Lots of wall blood.
What time are we at for this?
Oh, I don't know, about an hour in or so.
Well, we have time. Do you want to briefly talk about Vincent?
Yeah, sure. Except I haven't seen it in a long time.
Shall we do commentary?
Do you want to do a commentary?
Why not? How do you do it? Just play the video, right?
Yeah, just pull up the video.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Might as well. We just narrate over it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel: Scary Adventures plus Vincent, which Vincent actually bothers
with
me.
an added bonus feature. Wow, we're doing YouTube videos with bonus features. We're pushing the line, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a Tim Burton special.
Okay.
When we talk about Nightmare, we could talk about Corpse Bride right out. No, that's too long.
Corpse Bride.
We should actually do a Scary Adventures where we talk about Frankenweenie, the original and the remake at the same time.
I'm down. I haven't seen the remake yet.
I actually enjoy it. It's pretty good. I enjoy it.
It's like one of the few modern Tim Burton movies without fucking Johnny Depp in it.
Yeah. Surprisingly, like it has like his classic roster too. It has like Martin Short, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder. I think the three of them play multiple characters. What's the guy who plays Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood?
Martin Landau, I think.
Yeah, he's in it. The kid from the TV show The Middle, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but just really quick. Apparently, Tim Burton directed an episode of Fairy Tale Theater based on Aladdin. Did you know about this?
Yes, I have seen it.
How is that?
It's strange. James Earl Jones is in it.
Oh my.
He's the genie.
Okay,
it's very strange. It's not as creepy as Hansel and Gretel, but like the Cave of Wonder scene is very much like the Hansel and Gretel toys.
Oh god.
So yeah. All right, you ready?
Hold on.
I'm really hungry.
Let me get it. Yeah, so am I.
Let's talk about candy. Actually, I'm gonna torment you. I'll be right back.
It's gonna torment me. That's nice. God.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, ready for this?
Let me just get it to timestamp 0 really quick. Hold on. Because my internet is being...
I'm Dan, the Sour Patch Kid.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
If you think I'm gooey and you want my body... He's actually good, though. Not as creepy. Although I don't really care for the Sour Patch Kid commercials.
Yeah.
Kind of creeped me out. I mean, if these little delicious beauties were... Alright, I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm done.
Okay.
That's strange. You ready?
So, folks, if you're watching along with us, you can go ahead and pull up the short Vincent. I will put a link to it in the description. It's kind of an impromptu commentary, and you guys all know how commentaries work. We will go ahead and just talk over the thing, and I will count down 1, 2, 3, go. And go ahead and make sure your video is set to timestamp 0, and when you hear the word go ahead and press play on your video. So you ready, Mew?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Very unusual text. It's like very archaic.
It's a nightmare font, I think.
Okay, here we go. Black and white, brick wall, tree, cat.
I love the song.
Title screen. Just the design of the cat is kind of creepy. It's like, it's unnaturally skinny.
The design
You know
of
what I
Vincent
mean?
bothers
Like
me.
it has those stick legs.
Yeah.
Like that cat seriously looks like it's like deprived or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, Vincent. I guess the only thing that bothers me about his design is the whole the very exaggerated chin.
Yeah, I don't like that. He looks like Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, he kind of does. You're right.
Because I think this short is essentially about him as a youth.
Right. Oh yes, of course he would. Of course he would.
I just love the designs of the... It's about to show up in a minute. The inventions.
Hmm.
It's just so strange.
Almost kind of reminds me of Sid's toys in Toy Story, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, John Lasseter and Burton were in class together in college.
Oh, there we go. Very prominent use of shadows, and lighting and darkness.
German Expressionism.
Oh yes, very much so. Might I just say the design of that woman looks very much like a design on a Nightmare.
The
Like
who?
a human character design of the woman we just saw.
Oh, she looks like the mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this scene.
It's almost ironic because it's like another short about experimenting on a dog. Yes, he does. Again, I love the lighting. Just Edgar Allan Poe. Oh yeah.
I would buy it if this was a book.
If it was like a storybook,
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
They have one for Nightmare.
It's actually I actually think obviously it'd be way more appropriate for kids than fucking Hansel and Gretel.
Huh.
I actually do think it'd make a good storybook. You're right. It's kind of like one of those things that will get kids into dark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love those stairs.
Mm-hmm.
That painting kind of looks like Sally a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I have.
On it, we should have done commentary for Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, that probably would have been better.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I really don't have that much to say about this. I mean, it's great. Like, I love the animation and everything. I love the the lighting. I beg to differ. I think Tim Burton probably is insane.
Yeah. Have you watched Helena Bonham Carter's Ice Bucket Challenge?
No, I haven't.
Tim is the one who pours the bucket on her, and he does it before she says she's ready.
Oh, God.
She goes, I challenge Tim Burton! Okay, wait, there's a Jack Skellington cameo.
Oh, where?
In a second, you have to watch it. It's like an early model of Jack.
Okay, hold on.
Watch for it. It's left-hand corner.
I think I saw it. Yeah.
It's like a really early prototype, I guess.
Happens like split second.
Mm-hmm.
Nice Edgar Allan Poe quote.
And then the song.
Yeah, that's really creepy. But not nearly as creepy as Hansel and Gretel. Like I said, I think Vincent is kind of like a kid-friendly level of disturbing. Like,
it was his first thing, too.
Yeah, like it's got just enough edge to it to legitimately be disturbing in some parts, but it's nothing that kids can't handle. So I appreciate it for that. Yeah. It's kind of like my first gothic horror movie.
This is Joshua. Joshua has to use the potty. He loves his gothic horror movies.
Oh, God.
I have been picking out on his Sour Patch Kids during that whole movie.
That's wonderful.
And I only have 2 left. You want one?
I wish I could reach through the internet.
It's Wonka Vision. Literally, what if it just popped up in your hand?
That would be crazy.
I'd probably freak out. Like, seriously. Speaking of Edgar Allan Poe and the Raven, you know what I've been watching for the past few days?
What?
The Simpsons.
Oh, of course.
And the Every Simpsons Ever marathon.
Oh, yeah. I know Adventure Blue Dude's really into that, too.
Holy crap. I'm so tired.
To tell you the truth, I'm not into watching that because the good Simpsons episodes I own on DVD and I watched over and over again, and then I don't care to watch the bad Simpsons episodes. So
right now we're in the early, I think, to mid-90s. The episode that was on this morning is when Bart and Lisa were news anchors.
Yeah, I think that's right around season 4. Season 4 is by far the best season of the show. I think that's kind of universally agreed on.
Homer's Enemy was on last night.
Oh, Homer's Enemy is fucking awesome.
I love that episode. And
actually, I think that might be a little past season 4. Then it might be like season 6 or so.
Yeah, I have Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 1 and 2. I still have those on DVR. I haven't watched them yet.
Who Shot Mr. Burns? Okay, yeah, that's definitely season 6 was the cliffhanger, and then season 7 premiere was part 2.
Oh, geez, wow, we're getting there.
Yeah.
And then I know the episode where Bart and Ralph are friends was on today.
I like that episode.
Where like they have the key to the city.
Right.
And there's gosh, what other episodes? Excuse me. It kind of sucks because the Treehouse of Horror episodes are always on, like in the early morning, and I always forget to record them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only episode is one I didn't really care for. I watched well, let's talk about Treehouse of Horror another time.
Yes, let's
That'd
do
be
that.
a good Scary Adventures things. I think we have really covered everything for today.
Yeah, I think so. I think, we went into a lot of detail and even beyond that. So, want to go ahead and wrap this up? Any last words? Any last words in the words of Paul Frees?
No, but I do have in the words of Dan the Gingerbread Man.
Oh, God.
You know, Hansel, I'm feeling kind of crummy. It's so weird. All right, that's all I have to say.
All right. Good night, everyone.
And we'll